Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another review. Today we are taking a look at the Sivga P-ii planar magnetic headphones. Before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video if you like it, it really helps out. If you're new here, I'll give you a few reasons to subscribe. First of all, giveaways. All subscribers are automatically entered into the giveaways on this channel. So I'm going to try and give away some crazy stuff, especially in the lead up to Christmas. And if you're interested in winning something, I'm going to try and find out some way to do global shipping. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. And yeah, you're entered into the giveaways. The next reason is obviously that the videos that we provide are tons and tons and tons of earphones, headphones, DAPs, stacks, amps, amplifiers, whatever you want to see. It's going to be coming on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date with the latest stuff and how it compares to other stuff that's already on the market, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And speaking to comparing to other stuff on the market, this is probably the biggest reason to subscribe to the channel. All subscribers can ask questions down below. If you're subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and leave a comment down below asking or commenting on what you think of the headphones, or if you think there's anything else that I need to check out. I'm very engaged in the comment section. It's one of the things that I really enjoy about this channel. There's a really good community of really nice people on this, which is refreshing, because when I was starting the channel, I was worried about, you know, the perception of the internet and how people behave. I found the people on this channel to be really nice. I see people helping each other out in the comment section, all that other good stuff. One of the advantages of that is if you watch this channel and you want to see direct head-to-head comparisons, that is going to be one of the main focuses. If you want to see this headphone go against this headphone, go against this headphone, direct comparison, head-to-head videos, I think are the way forward. Because it's all very good me saying that the Chin Armor is better than the Honeydew. But if I don't give you context, or let's say that I do a review of this and I just talk about this in terms of like it has good sound space, the treble is very bright and blah blah. You know, the usual things you see on reviews. That doesn't give anybody a real perspective. You know, there's headphones in this price point. Let's grab these. Chin Armor, Tin Hi-Fi P1 and the Honeydew. What is better, I think, in my mind, is to say, okay, this has better treble, this has better bass, and this is a better all-around earphone. And give the reasons why, giving those direct head-to-head explanations to people of why this is better than this is way better than just saying some arbitrary phrase like the soundstage is larger than normal. In comparison to what? Give people options. That's what I want to do with this channel. So if you want to see direct head-to-head comparisons, one headphone going against another, leave the comment down below. If you think that I should be checking something else out that you've not seen me review, leave the comment down below. If you want a recommendation for yourself, leave your budget, leave the type of music that you listen to, and leave what you're using as a source, and I'll give you a recommendation based on what I would do for that budget. So knowing that if you do like other headphones that I like anyway, you can go ahead and make a purchasing decision. Maybe I'm going to suggest something to you that you're unfamiliar with. Anyway, I've digressed far too long. Subscribe to the channel, basically. This is the Sivga P-ii planar magnetic headphone. Now, Sivga are a little bit interesting. I don't know if they came from OEM background or something like that, like, you know, like rebadging a headphone. I think they probably have. But the fact of the matter is that this, for the money, is a good headphone. I'll leave the link to the current pricing down below, as well as the recommendations for alternatives and my top 10 headphones. It'll all be down in the description down below. But I think this stands its own at its price point. This is coming in there against the sort of Sennheiser HD660 sort of thing, Hi-Fi Man, Sundra, those sort of headphones. This is what I would consider the entry-ish level into the planar magnetic headphone world. Planar magnetic headphones, for those that are unfamiliar, are very different from dynamic driver headphones. Dynamic drivers are probably what you think of when you think of a speaker. Planar magnetic is a diaphragm that's suspended between two magnets, and it can vibrate extremely fast, allowing companies to create a unique sounding proposition. And for a long time, planar magnetic technology with companies like Audi's and Hi-Fi Man has been the gold standard of audiophile headphones. And I really stand by it. I really like, once I figured out how to tune these, the Timsock TS1024s, I'm addicted to those things, and the planar magnetic sound is something that I think if you're getting into headphones, getting into higher end headphones, planar is definitely something that you should experience. It's one of these rites of passage in a sort of way into the audiophile world. You can see here that it looks very different. You can see that it's a rectangular shaped driver. I believe this is 96 millimeters by 76 millimeters. So it's a square diaphragm, and it's going to move very fast to create a very unique sound. Let's go into what you get in the box. The box is very simple. It's a cardboard, plain cardboard recyclable box. That's good. Because I can just throw it in the trash. The good thing I can throw it in the trash is because I don't need to store the headphones in there, because they give you this case. This is a travel style case, but it's also had some thought put into it, where it's got these feet on the bottom and it actually stands up. So I just sort of put it onto a bookshelf and just leave it like that, and then grab it when I need it. It means that I don't have my headphones lying out collecting dust if I'm not using them, and it gives it somewhere safe. And if I want to travel with them, it's semi-rigid, and yeah, it's not going to take up too much room in the backpack, because they have contoured it to the shape of the headphone specifically. Really nicely made. It is fake leather, but with the grain on it and everything, it feels very hard wearing, and the zipper on it is excellent. So let me put that to the side. The next things you're going to get in the box is the cable. The cable, it also comes with an adapter, which I don't think I have here. The adapter is 4.4 millimeter balanced into, unless it's in the case. No, I don't know where I've put the adapter, so that's a mess up on my part. I'm sorry about that. The adapter is really nice. It's similar to the cable. There it is. Of course, you find it the last place you look. The adapter just takes it from a 4.4 millimeter balanced adapter, which I really like that they've included a 4.4 millimeter balanced as the standard, as opposed to going 3.5, which is weird to me, or a 1/4 inch, which a lot of people are moving away from. Hi-Fi DAPs and DACs and are using stuff like the Detonray, which you can shove your 4.4 millimeter balanced straight into it, and away you go. So the adapter, super well made, gold plating on the outside, knurling, nice little Sivga logo. It's got the metal strain relief, which I like. It's a quad braid cable going into strain relief, another nice knurling, and a 3.5 millimeter gold plated jack. Yeah, love it. This is nice an adapter as you're going to get on most headphones. The cable's a little bit different than what I was expecting. It's a good cable, but it's more akin to what I would think of as an IEM cable. Let me grab, this is the Dunu Hulk Pro cable, and it's definitely got more heft and weight than the Sivga cable. Usually I'm experiencing a cord cable or something like that on headphones at this sort of price point. But no, I really quite like the way it performed. It wraps up nicely, it behaves itself, it doesn't tangle, it doesn't have too much memory retention issues. It's got a little bit, but it's not too bad. Again, it's the same great hardware, gold plated 4.4 millimeter knurling, Sivga logo, strain relief, quad braid, if you can focus on that. Quad braid then goes into little strain relief there, metal splitter. I like that, I'm not one that really uses a cable cinch, so the cable cinch just folds in and actually perfectly blends into the splitter, and then you have a dual twist after the split point, going into a little strain relief and the two jack points for the headphones. So it is a right and left entry headphone for the cable, which I really like. I much prefer that over single-sided. I think single-sided has its uses in studios and stuff, but home listening, I prefer the balance of a cable pulling from both sides of the headphone as opposed to just one. So let's bring the headphones back in again. Build quality is decent. It's good build quality, but it's not what I would consider luxury build quality. I think there are headphones that are better built at this price point. I also think there are headphones that look better at this price point, but there's nothing that makes me think that these are going to fail in any way. You have the wood on the surround, which feels a little bit on the cheap side, but you know, some people really like wood. It also has the this really nice grille. I think this is a highlight of these headphones, and their most striking feature is this metal grille. It's a dual layer grille, and it's got a really tasteful little logo on it. I hate when companies shove really big logos. Yeah, a second logo here, but I actually like this logo. I think it's some cool styling. The headband is all metal, and you can see you can be pretty destructive with this. And it's not gonna, you know, twist, bend, break or anything like that. I think they're really well made in that sense. It's metal on the sides. It has articulation all the way around, 180 articulation. The cups do not swivel all the way around. That's one thing. So if you're going to grab these for monitoring and you pick it up the other way, it's not going to fully swivel. You're going to have to bend one out the way. The ear pads. Fantastic. Actually, I wasn't sure after seeing these on the pictures, but in practice, man, these keep the ears nice and cool. Like whatever this material is, it's soft. It stopped my ears from sweating. I know that like protein leather here tends to make my ears sweat, but this alleviated that along with the open back design of the headphones. I found it really comfortable. The only sort of sticking point on the actual design and build quality of the headphones themselves is this feels a little bit cheap. You know, it is protein leather again, but the cheapness comes from just the resistance is just a little bit on the soft side. I wish it was just maybe a little bit more resistive. I've never had an issue where it's bottomed out while wearing it on the head, but given the weight of the headphones, you would want just a little bit more tension on that. Apart from that, I like the build quality. I'm not the biggest fan of the looks, just because personally I don't like wooden headphones. Again, I really like metal, all metal build, or I like my OD's headphones, I like the Tim Socks, those sort of things. But in terms of what's at the price, yeah, is nothing I would complain about. What I would recommend these headphones on, the main reason is definitely going to be the sound. So let's get into the sound. Now, I think the sound comes down to the different ways that people listen to music. With IEMs, I like to have detailed IEMs, I like to have this, that and the other, but with headphones I'm going to sit there and I'm going to try and enjoy my music. I think it's kind of weird that people put this emphasis on flat neutrality and stuff like that with headphones when you're not doing monitoring. For me, a headphone is something that I want to listen back and not think about the headphone as much. I just want something that's going to make my music sound good. And I think a lot of people get lost in that. They get focused so much on the headphones, they focus so much on technical ability and stuff that they actually end up with a less engaging experience in terms of the tuning. I know a lot of people that listen to really flat sounding headphones, and I don't understand why they like certain genres, especially like acoustic. I always think deserves a little bit of warmth. These headphones have a wonderfully smooth presentation to them. Smooth, laid back, easy listening, long listening sessions, no problem, intimate, that sort of thing. The intimacy actually struck me is a little bit different, because the Planar Magnetic, I would have expected a larger soundstage, but this is slightly more closed in. I think it's the smoothness in the treble that produced this this more intimate, in your face sound. The bass on it is really good. It does struggle at the absolute limits of sub bass. You know, these are not, planar magnetic is not usually something, or open back, sorry, not planar magnetic, open back is not something I would usually associate with good sub bass response. These go down deep, and they have enough speed and articulation that they can create sufficient sub bass, but where they really shine is in the mid bass. The mid bass performance is impactful, it's punchy, it's tight, but it's also very, very fast, so it doesn't get swamped by that ability to create the lowest of the lows. It's not going to have the ethereal, deep, crunching rumble of a more bass heavy headphone, but in terms of reproducing an entire spectrum of bass, this is really, really good. It sort of fixes that deficiency that a dynamic driver has in terms of producing good quantity of bass, but also at the same time producing a fast enough bass where it's detailed and textured. I think people don't think about texture in bass enough, especially if you're going to listen to some jazz music or some double bass music. You want to hear that texture, you want to hear the reverberations in the bass. And I always find that planar magnetic headphones do that a little bit better than dynamic drivers. The mid-range on this, it's buttery smooth. It is engaging, it's smooth, it's got lots of detail in it. It's not the most detailed for the money, just because it's got that warm veil over it. So I think there's the perception of a more neutral sounding headphone is going to sound more detailed, but the detail is there. It's just it's warmth that veils the sound slightly, and I think that makes it really, really good for like rock, vocal, jazz. These even sound really, really good with a lot of classical music, mid-range heavy classical music. It sounds really, really good on these. It's the sort of one you just sit back in your couch, put your headphone on, close your eyes and just listen, or sit and read something, and you just kind of, it doesn't do anything offensively. There's no upper mid-range spikes or something that's going to interrupt your listening experience. There's no peaky treble. The treble actually is very, very smooth. It rolls off nicely and it's very inoffensive, but I think that at the same time that's where you get the sort of smaller soundstage, because the treble traditionally has this effect of making the appearance of a larger soundstage, that sort of floatier, airier sound. I don't think this is lacking for it. I think it's just a different type of tuning. In terms of soundstage, I've said it's not the biggest. I'd say it's fairly average. Imaging and detail, I think, are pretty good. I can easily position headphone instrumentation on this, no problem at all. And detail retrieval, it's not an absolute detail beast, but it is definitely above most of what I find in the dynamic driver at this price point. I really enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it as a listening headphone, you know, something that I can just put on, not think about, and just enjoy my music. And I think that's one of the things that's kind of getting lost in this hobby, is people too much focus on the gear and not enough focus on the music. With this, I really just enjoyed listening to music. I enjoyed, you know, I don't know if you've ever sat there and you just pick up your DAP, battery's dying, and you just go through your library and you just, you know, you're like, oh, what would this sound? Eva Cassidy, Wonderful World, Dido, Don't Believe in Love. I'll see if there was anything good. Down on My Knees by Io sounded fantastic. She sounded like really in your face at the portion where she's screaming for you not to leave. Rihanna Giddens at the Purchaser's Option, outstanding song, absolutely outstanding song, and sounded fantastic on these headphones. Like really, really intimate, really, really the warmth. You know, she's got a kind of more granular voice, and it sounded fantastic with these. But then even going into things like 2 feet, quick musical doodles for the bass test, just impressive in that sort of first 30 seconds where it comes in, boom, boom, you know, that deep rumble. Really, really enjoyed it. Do I think it's worth more than the price? No, I think it's priced, headphones are not like IEMs where you get this, like this headphone punches so far above its price point. Let me grab the Tin Hi-Fi P1. Tin Hi-Fi P1s is a $150 headphone that I think sounds like $500 headphones, earphones. I love this thing. I don't care what MD says, I love this earphone. It's one of my favorite earphones of all time. Headphones, you don't get that. You don't get that. This is $400, $500. It sounds like $1,000 headphone. You just really don't get that unless you get up into the upper end of things where you spend like $1,000. And yes, it can compete with $2,000, $3,000 headphones, because those companies pricing their headphones at $2,000, $3,000 are out of their minds and just looking to gouge the buyers. No, I think that this is worth the money, and in terms of a planar magnetic headphone, if you're wanting to detour from that dynamic driver experience, that this is definitely something that I would recommend you go for. There's other options on the market. I'll leave some links down below to some other options. But yeah, if you're buying this, I definitely would be happy with my purchase, especially if you're somebody that likes to listen to your music and really like get lost in it. So that's it for another review. Now that I've got this one out of the way, there's going to be a lot of comparisons coming in the next week, like a lot of comparisons. We're going to do FiOS against FiOS. We're going to revisit tribrid earphones. Somebody wants a balanced armature versus tribrid battle. And then somebody wants the Holocene, like alternatives for the Holocene. So as I say, if you're subscribed to this channel, you can ask for these videos. The videos you're going to see in the next like week or so are going to be directly from my subscribers' suggestions. You get that input. I think somebody wants to see the Dorado 2020 go up against the Holocene. And these are very, very different earphones that are suited to a different purpose. The other videos that I'm really looking forward to over the next month, I'm putting together videos of why you shouldn't just own one earphone, why you should perhaps, instead of going and grabbing that $1,000 earphone, you should split it into maybe $100 one, a $400 one, a $500 one, mix it up. Tradesmen don't use a sledgehammer to tap in a nail, so why are you listening to different types of genres on different types of headphone, on a single type of headphone? Use what you want to listen to. That's very much what I do. So I'm going to explain those sort of things. I'm going to give options, best of lists, that sort of thing. It's all coming up in the next month. So welcome to the channel if you're new here, and if you're already subscribed, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You're making this a really fun experience for me. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video.